Welcome one and all.
I'm sorry.
To the long-awaited first episode of this podcast. All right, yeah, man. It's the first ever episode. It's the first time we're doing this. I hope we're good. But first, I want to say, I am Jon Snow. Everybody else can be whatever you want.
Well, I already said that you was in House Stark, so I'm gonna be Baratheon. No, fuck that. They all die.
I don't watch
you're
Game
Baratheon.
of Thrones, so there you go.
You said what?
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so there you go.
Neither do I.
You would be. I would actually put you in House. You're Greyjoy. I can see you're Greyjoy.
Don't know who that is.
I don't know.
You have the Iron Fleet, so you have the best wood, and you actually have the best ships in the entire joint.
Did you just say this man had the best wood?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. I don't think you know what that means, man. It's whatever.
Yeah, I cut the best trees.
You do.
See?
Okay, we're
I
ending
get the
this.
finest wood.
Hey, all right. We're ending this now. All right. You know why we're ending this? I swear to God, if I get another text message. Okay, moving on.
Why don't you, cut the notification off?
Why don't you shut up? First, I just want to bring up a subject, right, that we've yet to talk about, and it's almost 2 months now. WrestleMania, because I got to start with this. WrestleMania. What did you guys think of WrestleMania?
Jesus Christ.
I barely remember the show. Wait, we're starting with WrestleMania?
We're going to start with WrestleMania. Because we are way past due
okay. How about no?
WrestleMania.
That's going to be fucking impossible for us to fucking... I can't even remember who was on the fucking card. Or who was...
Listen. I remember some things. I'll wrap this up right now. Seth beating Brock, great. Becky winning, sure. Seth banging Becky, great. AJ versus Randy, good. Everything else,
I don't remember.
And there you go. There's WrestleMania. And Kofi beating Daniel Bryan, great. There you go. In my case, I wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but still good nonetheless. There you go.
All right. I get you. But what about that Lacey Evans though? So now we'll get to that in a minute. I just had to bring that up because we forgot to about 2 months ago, almost 2 months ago.
Hey man,
we just been busy. We all been busy. Everyone's been busy, except E4. She's kind of not been busy. She's been sitting on her ass doing nothing, not a single thing.
Okay, see if somebody gets some damn dinner.
I'm gonna get my dinner regardless. Anywho, let's get on the game subject, guys. I believe Mr. Darkwave has something to talk about with Square Enix. I'll open the floor.
Who?
Square Enix. Them bones?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, I know. I don't want to sound like I am not hyped, quote, quote, not excited for this remake that people have been talking about since the days of PS3.
Yes.
I am. I'm excited. I am looking forward to seeing, spoiler for those, that's fucking spoiler, seeing Aerith die in 4K. I will not be putting too much into it like I did in the original FF7, being completely pissed off. But this is a question for my two co-hosts here. Does this not breathe of just desperation from Square Enix?
Oh, completely.
I mean, the fact, and people get on my case about this every fucking day, and I make it be known. People have made the resources for this game has been done since Advent Children. That's pretty much the resources have been done. You had people doing like tech demos on PS3 with Cloud getting off the train. all this and that, and Square Enix did nothing. They said nothing really of importance. And they were so focused on this Fabinola Crystallis, which was a complete fucking failure. Final Fantasy 13 and so on. 15, not really a failure, but didn't help it. And the best one of them all, Type 0, didn't sell at all. Really.
And I like Type 0.
It was the best Fabinola Crystallis game out there. And the point that, I tell people, the only reason why we're even getting FF7 is because Square Enix is desperate. FF14, though it's doing decent, it's failing. The Fabinola Crystallis series, which was supposed to be their, their Song of Grace, failed horribly. And now they have to retrend back to FF7. It screams us desperation. I'm not saying the game is not going to be good. I'm not saying that it's going to make the same mistakes as FF15. What I'm saying is the reasons why this is happening, and I have no faith in Square Enix. None. I have none. This is coming from a guy who's been playing FF14 for the better part of 6 years, who has seen that game go from shit, who played FF15, and realistically didn't even play not one DLC because I could honestly give two fucks about it. And I see this FF7, and I sit here and I say, not only is this Square Enix last chance, because if FF7 fails, I mean, they may not go out of business, but, the Final Fantasy name is pretty much...
Holy balls.
Shit!
Oh.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Dumping water?
No, I legit tried to get the chicken out of the pot, and this chicken was like, no.
Yeah, getting chicken out of the pot.
But, oh my god. Oh, I almost died.
Good job. But back to this. Sorry for that interruption, dear YouTube viewers, but you see what I'm saying here, Wild Fang? Just the sheer. My thing is, everyone's been getting on my case. Oh, you should be hype. It looks great, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but can I really sit here and trust Square Enix?
No.
Can I really? I mean, you look at 15. 15 was a good game. Was it 15 years worth of good? No.
No.
Kingdom Hearts. That was a good game. Was that worth 10 years worth of good? No.
13 years. Nope.
Now, with Final Fantasy VII, it's not really been a 10-year endeavor. It's more been like maybe... Actually, they just really announced it, last year or so? So, I'll give it 2 years since it's been announced. And I just... Until I get concrete information, I can't, say 100%. I'm having that... I have no trust in Square Enix. I just can't.
Don't blame you.
This is the make or break for them. And FF7, people question, and people say, FF7 is the most popular in the series. Is this and that? Technically, it's only popular because it has the most mainstream out there. Look at all the properties that FF7 has compared to any other FF7. You got Crisis Core.
Final Fantasy, because he said any other FF7.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. You have all these different mainstream properties out there. Obviously, it's going to be known by everybody. You have Crisis Core. You have Dirge of Cerberus. You have Advent Children. You have Advent Children Complete. You have, of course, the original Final Fantasy 7. You have Final Fantasy 7 ported to every goddamn system out there, just like Resident Evil 4. So, obviously, it's the most quote known. But it's not even the most popular game. Most people like Final Fantasy 9 more than Final Fantasy 7. Or 6, I should say.
Funny thing is, 6 and 9 are... For me, 6 is clearly a better game, and 9 is also a better game.
Yes, but people say it's the best game out there. It's just that and I keep telling people it's not this. And I'm not shitting on FF7. FF7 was fantastic, but let's be honest. I'm an honest person. I don't sit here and just give you, the positives. I don't just give you the bullshit, the niceness. I gotta be honest with people. FF7 is only where it is because of all the other shit they did for it. He had like 3 other games for it and 2 movies. Obviously, the mainstream is out there. And for those who think Tifa's going to be censored, she's already been, quote, quote, I guess, fixed in having children. So calm it down. Fucking, it's like, I just don't understand it, man. But, yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts on it. You heard mine. I don't mind the episodic thing as long as it is, as long as it's worth it. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on where Square Enix can go, so on and so forth. The floor is to Wildfang and E4.
Okay, first of all, right, as a long time. Hold up a second. Holy shit! I got a Grand Blue versus beta code.
Well, there you go. You got a beta code. I have a beta code. At least your game will be in the English. While my game, I just sit here and try to figure out kanji, watch YouTube videos, see the menus.
Holy balls! I'm about to be playing that on the 31st.
Hey, we see. That's the thing. We play Code Vein and we play Grand Blue. Can we both stream at the same time?
You can. I don't think. Yeah, we can because I've done it with Mrs. E4.
Okay.
Because while we were playing Origami and she streamed her side of Origami and I streamed my side while we both was playing co-op. Unfortunately, she got to kill the last boss, so you see more of the last boss on her side and less of it on my side.
How is that game co-op, by the way?
Oh, it's fun.
I have it on PC.
It's fun.
So I have it on PC. I'm kind of by myself.
I mean, you should have bought it on PlayStation, buddy.
Sir, I had the game long before it came out on PlayStation.
The game came out on PlayStation at the same time.
How did I get it on PC? I think it was on sale on PC.
Me and E4 had it day one.
I said it was on sale. I meant to say it was on sale.
I know, but PC. I'm just saying. So we had it. We had it day one. We had it for years.
Let me put it like this: E4, was it funner than us playing Tenchu Z online?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. Okay. Oh wow, I remember Tenchu Z. Yeah, that was fun.
Is Origami funner?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It didn't take me as long to understand Origami when I first played it. Than Tenchu Z.
But
that's not saying that Tenchu. Oh yeah, especially with a certain somebody, like it's with a certain somebody was constantly dying, and it's like, okay, let me just go move forward so he can come help me out. Oh, look at that! Somebody just got caught because I did this or XYZ, and then yeah, it was a lot of more. It was shenanigans.
The game's not.
You mean like how I'd be walking and so somebody would get caught and everybody would turn around and see me. Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely some shenanigans going on in that game.
Yeah, especially with a certain person.
That doesn't sound like fun shenanigans. See, Tenchu Z was fun shenanigans.
No, this game is actually fun shenanigans and good shenanigans. Like,
especially if you have like how me and Wildfang, because like when we first played the game, he was getting so annoyed because like I will admit I legit was kind of fucking up in the beginning and just running around killing everybody. And it's like, this is not that kind of game. Yeah, I was like, okay, and then when we got right, can only take one hit, and then when we got back, so I don't know what I was practicing more, and I got more better at it, so I was doing more stealth, did more of the powers and all of the other kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. Plus, I am a fan of that type of art style. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and again, right, I even did a review, which will be out on Friday. It's actually a good game. Like, the game is good.
Oh, it is. I have it. I played it. I just never played the co-op.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like I said, game's good. But back on topic, because I'm just hyped that I'm about to go enter a code and be hyped for like a week. What was I saying?
Well, you was talking about Square Enix and FF7, but then you cut off because the Grand Blue thing came up, and then we went to Origami.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. My first Final Fantasy years ago was Final Fantasy VIII. Therefore, that is my first and my most favorite Final Fantasy, you know. And then I went back and retroactively played all of them. And I can actively tell you, 1's good, 2 is actually really bad, especially with the brokenness, and any updated port is a lot better. 3 is okay, 4 is fantastic, 5 is good, 6 is fucking probably the greatest one, 7 is good. But I would never say 7 is the best Final Fantasy. It's just popular because, again, it is in the mainstream. But, like, if I go back and play that game, not only is that game super fucking easy, there was nothing hard about the game besides Ruby Weapon. And once I beat him, I was like, there's nothing in this game that can beat me. Hell, by the time I even got to the last boss, I was so overpowered that I beat him in one hit. And it glitched and skipped 2 forms off the first form. That's how bad it is. Like, I can't load my game up and fight him. Seriously. I'm just going to look at, like, the game. Like, nowadays, I just look at the game on my PlayStation 3 and go, do I need to replay this? Nah. And then, like, I'll play 8 1,000 times over, and 9 1,000 times over. I would have 9 on PlayStation 4 if it wasn't $10, which doesn't make. I mean, it's like $19 on PlayStation. I'm not paying that. Right? I'm not gonna pay that at all. That's too expensive. What do you think it's Square? And then it's 10, and then 10 is actually really good. 12 is good too. 13 is shit.
The whole Fabanola Crystalis is pretty much a failure, man. That whole series, even though Type 0 was good, it's a failure.
And sticking to the mainstream real quick, 13 was terrible. 14, the first time was not good. The second time was fantastic, but got boring quick. Then 15, it's an average. Yeah, I like 15. It's good. And I played the DLCs, but I'm not about to keep it. They're trying to turn 15 into 7, and I don't want it. But and then going to the side games, Tactics to me is quite possibly the best Final Fantasy game of all time, and Type 0 is too. But Type 0 didn't age well with the graphics. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Type 0 just didn't sell well. Like the I mean, you can't blame it. It was on PSP number 1. It was a PSP title. Yeah, and it was ported. And for what it was, it looked fantastic. Oh yeah, man. I mean, for what it was, it didn't sell well.
And the 13 characters, oh man, you couldn't pay me to hate that game. And then fucking it bugs me that 7 is always, oh, we gotta remake 7. We gotta put Cloud in this. Cloud again. Cloud. It's Cloud one more time. I'm like, first of all, out of all the Final Fantasy main characters, I don't like Cloud.
Holy shit.
I don't even like Sephiroth. Sephiroth is good. He's a good fighter, but he's kind of retarded. All somebody had to tell that man was who his mother and father was and calm him down. And he would not have been a villain. Or if Tifa at the beginning of the game just told Cloud, hey, you're remembering everything a little wrong there, buddy. The game would have been 2 hours, right? Like, shit. Like, get the hell out of here.
The thing with 7, I honestly don't know how it even happened. I guess because people gravitate. You know what? I know why.
It's the first 3D?
It's because, well, that too. But I haven't really. I played a little bit of 6, but I didn't really play all the other ones. So you may, if I am wrong on this, you have to refresh me.
Yes, sir.
Me. You have Aerith, and she is a party character with you for about, I believe, 2.5 discs, or near the end of the second disc.
Yeah.
Her death, I believe, is what
end of the first disc.
Yeah, her death is what I can say. Okay, you remember how I'm gonna use this? You remember Gwen Stacy?
Yeah.
Remember when she died in the comics? They called that the Silver Age of comics because the hero actually failed.
Yeah.
I look at Final Fantasy VII as that because, unless I'm wrong, like I said, you can correct me. No party member that you actively had and actually built around and did this and that and put points into, died.
Oh,
like that.
Oh, and that's my favorite part when people say no other death has happened before, and I go, Final Fantasy 4 and 5 and 6. If you miss a fucking in 6, if you fuck up on one little joint, one of your party members can die. permanently. 5, 2 party members die. 4, you don't get to keep half the people you have until the end of the game where you get Edge, and that's it. Seriously? When people was like, oh, that's the most impact, I was like, motherfucker, play part 4.
Oh,
that right there is, like I said, I didn't play the other one, so I'm thank you for, telling me who died.
Oh,
but I feel like a lot of people from our generation, first one was 7.
Yeah.
I know now my first one playing was 7, but my grandmother actually, I've seen her play original Final Fantasies. My grandma was a gamer, so
yeah,
I've seen her play Final Fantasy, but my first one was 7. And I think a lot of people from our generations, either 7 or 8 was their very first
one,
game.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone, because since 7, I don't remember really anyone dying in your party. I don't remember. Now, I can't remember.
9,
I don't remember. 9, I think 9 did, but I can't remember the name.
Blank.
But
Blanc,
for some reason, everyone looks at Aerith and says that death was basically the Gwen Stacy of gaming. Now, I'm not going to say I wasn't shocked when it first happened. I went, holy shit. Now, I was pissed because I had put points in this bitch, and she was leveled, and I was doing things with her, and I was happy to have a decent, party member, and then she just offed.
Yeah.
And people use that, and I think Square Enix took to that and basically said, okay, everyone likes that. This makes Sephiroth like a badass. Let's push it to the mainstream. Because no other Final Fantasy outside of 15 really has been pushed to the mainstream as much. They tried it with the whole Fabinola thing with 13, but nothing else. Not 8. 8 was one and done. 9, one and done. 10, we're not counting 2. One and done.
No. Literally 10 and 13 are the only ones they were like, well, let's see what happens. And 10-2 failed, and 13-2 and 3 failed. The funny thing is, 13-2 actually has some of the best music in any game I've ever listened to. It's actually an okay game. Is it worth like it? No.
Well, that whole Fab-Nola shit is. When it comes to 13,
yeah,
I look at 13, and when I talk about the entire thing.
Yeah. Because
even before 13 came out, their marketing was Fabinola Crystallis.
Yeah.
That was their marketing. They didn't just market Final Fantasy 13.
13, 14, and 15, right?
No, Fabinola was 13, Type 0 / Akito.
Yeah.
And Versus 13, or 13 Versus. That was Fabinola Crystallis. So basically, which turned into 13, 1, 2, and 3, Type 0, and 15. Because they were all supposed to take place, I believe, in the same universe or something. Now, people may take 15 out of that. I'm still putting it in there. Because, the main characters are still there. They may have changed some shit up, but I don't care. In my eyes, as good as 15 was, it was a failure. So I'm putting it in there. But what I mean by more than one is that you look at everything after 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Yeah, 10 had 10 too, but they never went to the animations. They never went to PSP spinoffs. They never went to side stories. Really, I mean, they may have some mangas out there, I'm sure, but nothing, to the mainstream. Whereas 7, for whatever reason, got all this mainstream. Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, which was fucking garbage.
The funny thing
and
is,
Advent
the movie,
Children,
right, isn't even that good.
Which one? Advent Children?
Yeah, it's not really.
You know what? It isn't.
That's the one I saw.
But see, after the first bad movie we got, come on. It's
better,
like Advent Children. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Advent Children. See, the reason. I'm not saying Advent Children was really good. It really, it wasn't. And Advent Children Complete really didn't do too much more. But considering what we had the first time, I'll accept it because Spirits Within. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
I don't even know if that wasn't Final Fantasy. I still believe it wasn't.
garbage. I just call it. You notice I said Spirits Within, right?
You said what?
But you notice I didn't say the FF name. I just said Spirits Within. I didn't even say.
Yeah, no one considers that a Final Fantasy game.
But
I mean, movie, whatever.
I just so much has been put into FF7 that now with this remake, it's almost as if this fails, Final Fantasy in general needs to die at this point. And I'm saying that with the utmost, and I love Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy has always been there. It'll always have a spot in any gamer's heart. But Square Enix, as just a developer in itself, has been absolutely garbage. It's been downright trash. Any good games that come out, we don't get. We still don't have Dragon Quest X, which is getting a new expansion. FF14 is pretty much in the toilet. People are going back to FF11. You remade Final Fantasy 12, which I don't know how the sell numbers was. I'm assuming it wasn't that great.
Yeah, but that's a good game. That's the funny thing.
It's great. It's a good game.
Right?
World of Final Fantasy apparently was a good game, but no one bought it.
You said which one?
World of Final Fantasy apparently was a good game, but no one bought it.
Look. I'm gonna be honest on World of Final Fantasy, right? While it is super fucking funny, right, to see Cloud with a giant dome piece wielding his sword that is about the same size of his fucking body, and he can barely swing it past his head. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. And to see all these characters, right, do the exact same thing with their weapons, and it don't make no sense. And to see Sora actually do the same thing. That game was okay. It was not the best. It was motherfucking.
I'm saying,
yo, half the characters. To me, it's super stupid to look like pop characters wielding these giant weapons that aren't bigger than their own dome. That shit didn't make any sense to me. But World of Final Fantasy, like I said, is actually okay.
Yeah, but no one bought it.
Yeah, because no one knows. Like legit,
exactly.
You're not gonna know half the characters in the game if you're not really a Final Fantasy fan. And at that point, it's like, who are you making this game for? The Final Fantasy fans?
They don't. But that's the thing. Now you ask the question: what do the Final Fantasy fans even want?
They want a lot of them, and it bugs me, right?
Their own worst.
And a lot of people just want 7 again, and I go, oh god.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people just want 15 graphics with the same turn-based mechanics as 7,
and 7 remake is not even going to be turn-based.
And people are already shitting on it because it's not turn-based. This is 2019.
Wait, was the original one turn-based?
Yes. Every Final Fantasy
except 12 turn-based up to 12.
Yes.
I thought when you make a remake, you just up the graphics and make it exactly like how it was.
No, that's remaster.
Yeah.
Remake is scrap. This is basically a whole new game. Basically, Resident Evil 2. It's a whole new game.
Yeah.
Wait. There's a difference between remake and remaster.
Yes, babe. Remaster is to upscale it. Remake is to completely make a new game.
Okay, so pretty much remaster. Remaster. You would think of The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker HD that came out on whatchamacallit, right? Okay,
yes.
That's
all right.
Remaster.
Okami that came out and crashed. That's remaster.
Yeah, anything. If it says HD remake, no, just think of it as HD. It's a remaster. They took the game
and just better graphics.
Maybe fix some frame rate issues, stuff like that. Upscaled it, done. A remake is going from scratch, starting completely over, and wherever you get is whatever you get, basically.
Oh.
Which is why, when people complain about Resident Evil 2 storyline, I'm like, well, it is a remake, so, I can't really say anything about it. It's a completely new game. Same thing with FF7. Technically speaking, this is a whole new game.
Yeah, and the main reason why I'm tripping out for this game, right, is it's episodic, and they're continuing with that garbage.
Now, they say Now, there's rumors that the first episode will end when Aerith dies. Now,
So disc 1.
that's what I'm hearing. Now, I don't know why I thought it was near the middle of this too. I don't know. It's been so long since I've even played that fucking game. But if that's disc 1, the end of disc 1, then that means that it's probably gonna be 3 episodes. Disc 1, 2, and 3. Now, I will say this: if each episode is $60, automatic fail.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck
That's what makes
how
it.
good it is. If it's gonna be 3 episodes, $20 per episode. 30 at the most. I don't give a fuck how good it is. It could be the greatest game of all time. If every episode is $60, it's automatically a fail.
Yeah, right. And for me, right, I don't care. Like, if I'm not buying it because it's episodic, like legit, I don't really care to buy it episodic. And to make it even funnier, I also heard a rumor that you can able to change events, and I was like, you can't. I don't think you should do that. That's not a hole you want to jump into, because if you could change Aerith's deaths, you've officially killed half the tension of the game, literally.
Pretty much.
Like, at that point, Sephiroth literally does nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. He's only cool because he killed Aerith in such a random way.
And to make it even funnier, that wasn't him. That was Genova.
Pretty much.
So it's like,
I don't know who any of these people are except Aerith and Sephiroth. And that's from Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I'll help you. Sephiroth is retarded. Cloud is also slightly retarded.
Ah,
he's emo.
And emo.
So he's emo. So he's emo retarded. Gotcha.
Tifa is an ass for not letting Cloud know that the memories he's remembering is not his memories. It's Zack's memories. Somebody could have sat Sephiroth down and said, "Yo, your parents are actually these 2 people." And Final Fantasy VII would have no reason to exist.
Is it sad that, honestly, in the bottom of my soul, I could give 2 fucks about this remake?
I say, what kind of muscle dog is this?
Super Gus.
Is that sad?
What? You said what?
That deep in my soul, in my heart of hearts, I honestly could give 2 shits about this remake.
Honestly,
no,
I don't either. And when it comes out, if it's still episodic, I'm literally not gonna buy it until it's done.
Because,
go ahead.
It better not be more than 60.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I felt the same way, like with Kingdom Hearts. Like, I know you don't play it and stuff like that, and I know many people's like, "Oh, it's just a game," but it's something that I've grew up with or whatever. Had really good memories with my dad, my friends, and stuff about it. So it is, yeah, it's just a game. But Kingdom Hearts 3, the more and more I was seeing about it, the more and more I was like, kind of not excited.
Kingdom Hearts I will hold a little different because, see, even if you didn't care, it's about the story, it's about the finish, and you want to finish that story. Whereas
that's the only reason why I got it.
Yeah, but and I'm shooting from the hip, and I'm being 100% honest. Like FF7, there's no continuation.
There,
I don't.
First of all,
everything continued. I've already seen. Advent Children pretty much wrapped everything up, and Dirge of Cerberus.
Funny thing is, Dirge of Cerberus, right? And I'm going to be completely honest, right? In orders of those fucking games, before Crisis was pointless, and we did not need to know what happened to Vincent. When it was already explained what happened to Vincent, but we didn't even properly see what happened to him. Okay. Crisis Core, arguably the best Final Fantasy out of all of them, but still arguably slightly pointless because you already know what the fuck happens in the end of the game. We didn't need to know. We didn't need to see the fucking flashback, but playable. Cool, right? Final Fantasy 7. I'm like, okay, all right, that's a good game. Dirge of Cerberus was the movie. The movie was ultimately pointless in what the fuck it was trying to do, just to bring Sephiroth back, and people go, "Oh look, the Sephiroth is back." Yay!
The Sephiroth.
Cloud got
back
stabbed
for
in the
all
foot.
5
That's the most I remember about Advent Children. He got stabbed in the foot, legit, in the complete version though. Shit was actually so funny. Like he literally threw him in the air and stabbed Cloud repeatedly, and one of those was his foot, and he threw him.
And he survived.
And he survived, mind you.
Well, you can stab. You can survive.
No.
The way this man was
him.
getting stabbed. No, this man was hitting this man. I think at one point this man literally had him stabbed on his sword in midair, like just sitting there, like yeah.
Babe, he stabbed him through the
like
foot,
nothing happened.
through the chest at the same time. Like he was stabbing him repeatedly. He didn't just your foot. No, he
listen. When you finish this podcast, go watch. Type in Cloud versus Sephiroth Advent Children complete.
Right.
That's all you need to see.
Cool.
Yeah. Ultimately, it ended with Cloud getting stabbed in the foot and then start walking again like he got stabbed anywhere else but the foot. I was like, get the fuck out of here, you broken bastard. Second of all,
one Omni Slash for the win.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that was amazing. Sephiroth was throwing buildings and cutting up buildings. Omni Slash. You're a memory. I will never remain a memory. Okay. Dirge of Cerberus. Arguably the most pointless game in all of Final Fantasy VII. Did not need to be made.
Hey man, I got to see Yuffie again.
Okay. Yeah, years later, and Cloud was fighting somebody and ultimately struggling. I was like, Cloud, you fought Sephiroth 3 times right now. What the fuck makes you think you should be losing to anybody? What?
Hey man. Shonen power up time. There you go.
Yeah, okay. I hate that.
I just in this, because the plebs, I ain't gonna call them plebs. The Square Enix shields out there, they are sucking the dick of Square Enix. It's as if they see this game as a rebirth. There's nothing rebirthing about it. Realistically, why should any of us care about anything that happens within the game? We've seen it 1,000 times already.
Yeah.
We know how Aerith dies. We know when she's going to die. I know what I'm not doing this time. I'm not putting a damn point into her of relevance. I know what's going to happen to her. Dead.
Yeah.
In the story, what are they going to change? Now, what I see happening is since Vincent and Yuffie were optional characters, I see them being DLC characters. $5 DLC for Yuffie and Vincent. I'm calling it now because it's Square Enix, which is gonna piss me off because Yuffie was my favorite character in all Final Fantasy VII. Don't ask why. But no, because she's not a ninja. It's not because of that. Just like Yuffie.
Okay.
I just realistically, deep down, I just don't care. It's like Final Fantasy VII, great. There's no continuation I need to care about. It's not like Resident Evil 2 where I need to actually sit down and see what they retcon to make sense because Resident Evil is still going.
Yeah.
7 is done. Everything after 7 is remake, or everything that happens in the remake, we already know the end game. Advent Children happens, Dirge of Cerberus happens, the end. Why should I care? No matter what they retcon, no matter what they change, the end result is Cloud getting stabbed in the foot, hitting an Omni Slash, putting Sephiroth back in his memories, or wherever the fuck he goes, and Dirge of Cerberus, that trash game. And now, there's a scenario here. A scenario. Square Enix, we all know, as I've said a million times, Fabinola failed. No matter how good Type 0 and 15 was, failures. I would not put it past them to do the FF7 remake and follow that up with something new to make a whole new universe.
Holy crap!
Good lord!
Good
lord! Oh god! The mic.
What's wrong?
Your mic.
That joint just spazzed out for like a good second.
Shit. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Wildfang, please remember this payday that's coming up. Please make me go buy another headset. I was supposed to have done this like 2 months ago now.
HyperX. There you go. HyperCloud. I mean,
it's not expensive.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and even when I showed off the video, because I put the trailer for the remake, I got a comment from my sister saying, "Why don't you just remake fucking 8 now? We're done." Like, shit. Like,
I mean, there's been a rumor. That's been the rumor. People, the rumor is that 7 will happen and then they'll do 8. But, I mean, I'm looking at this.
I don't believe that. 7 gonna happen. They're gonna be like, we need 7 too.
That's what I'm saying. I firmly
Kingdom Hearts 7.2, 7.5 days over 3.
I firmly believe this. No, I'm gonna put the pieces together, and I want y'all to hear me out. If you think I'm crazy, let me know now. Although I'm already crazy, but still, you look at FF7 remake. There's a reason why this is happening. Square Enix is in the shitter. They have no trust. They're basically like Capcom used to be until they put themselves back in somewhat good grace with these remakes and remasters that they've just done beautifully. Okay? Square Enix legitimately has nothing else but FF7. They have nothing. Not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, nothing. 7, because it is the most known. Not because it was the best game, but it's the most known. They know that more than likely they'll probably make the most money too. Just being honest out there. Do you remember this game that Square Enix showed that looked like a Final Fantasy game with some girl wearing like a red dress or some shit?
Yeah, that was the show off
black hair
for the Fabian Notes.
Do you think that is just there? I guarantee it. FF7 remake comes out. They'll do the story. Something will happen that's just new. And in a couple years, that same girl or boy, whatever they're going to make it, will appear again, and it'll be in the same damn universe. Continuation. Why? Because Square Enix knows that anything FF7 that has the FF7 name or likeness or universe will sell to the fucking shills out there who suck their cocks. This is their desperate moment. They're desperate. I'm sorry. This is the only reason why this game is being remade. The only reason. Desperation. Yeah. If Fabanola has succeeded, we'll be seeing 13.4 or 15.2 or Type 02 or some type of game in that universe. But it failed. Horribly, I might add. Failed. Now you're going back, not to 8, not to 9, not to 6, but to 7. Why is that? Look at all the assets. All the stories that's out there, you telling me they couldn't just add on? Final Fantasy VII Remake happens. Boom. It does well enough. Here you go with another game. Now, will they do it after the events of Advent Children? Or directly after Final Fantasy VII? Who the fuck knows? But I guarantee they'll do something within the 7 universe to keep it going. Because they're desperate. This is it. This is, in my opinion, this is it. I'm not saying they're going to go out of business. But basically how people say, well, BioWare Anthem was it for BioWare. Now, granted, this might actually put BioWare out of business, but no one's pretty much buying a BioWare game again. This is pretty much it for Square Enix in terms of what they develop, not publish. In terms of what they develop. This is, to me, just to me, their Capcom Resident Evil 2. If it succeeds, we're going to see more in this universe. Because what else do they have? They're not going to just do 8. Now, if they did 8, I'd be shocked.
Oh, yeah, they're doing 16. I don't know if you saw the trailer for it.
What was I about to say? Oh, speaking of somebody from the outside looking in who's never played a Final Fantasy game, but who's watched people play it, the only 3 games that I constantly hear people talking about, and this is just me, again, I don't play these games, I just hear people and watch them, was 7, 9, was it 4 or 6? I think it was 6, 7, and 9, or 4, 7, and 9. Those are like the top 3 that I constantly always hear people talk about when it's like when I ask them, "Hey, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game?" Those are like the top 3 numbers I always tend to hear.
Yeah, because 4 and 6 were great. 7 was it was the first 3D. Pretty much 7 is pretty much the Ocarina of Time. There you go.
Yeah,
it was his first 3D Final Fantasy, so it will always have that, I guess prestige in people's hearts. And then 9, because 9 was better than 8. And then, it was just objectively better. Everything about it. I did see something about FF16 years ago, but that thing has been on hiatus. No one knows what the fuck that's happening. I guarantee you those resources will be thrown right into FF7 Remake, if not the next game. And matter of fact, FF16 could technically be taking place in FF7's universe. Who knows? Yeah. I'm not convinced. I'm not. This is, like I said, this is coming from a person who has watched Square Enix, because I've been playing their probably one of the biggest games right now, FF14. Now, people can say, "Oh, that's an MMO," there's, this and that, and it's Yoshi P, but they all work for Square Enix. This is Square Enix. You know the fuck who's there? It's Square Enix. Look at the decline of 14. And this is not even saying that 14 is a bad game. In fact, F14 is a good game. But look at it from, after you've been a veteran, look at the decline. Look at what Square Enix has done to fix the problems. Nothing. Even with the new expansion, I still doubt they'll fix really the big issues.
I saw the trailer for the new expansion. I was like, oh, that looks vicious.
Looks great.
I'm not.
Now me being the pleb, I will get the expansion, but I'm only going to do it for that first initial patch to see if it intrigues me. I do want to play Dancer, and I want to try some of the new skills for my job. I do. If it doesn't entice me in that first 5.0 stretch, not 5.2, not 5.3, the first initial stretch, I'm done. But that's another topic for another day. But Square Enix just does not. I can't trust it. Oh boy.
This is E4, your mic's doing it again.
I just legitimately can't put my faith in them. Now, to round up everything that I've said, would it be bad if the FF did the 7 universe thing, trying to recoup? No. If the games are good and the stories are good and everything is good, no. I'm not saying that them doing this is a necessarily bad move. It's smart, but it reeks of desperation. It's just, let's get it out there, let's do it, and this will recoup our costs for 15. Why didn't they stop all 15 DLC? There are patterns that I've noticed that they may come out with their so-called corporate reasons for the stopping the DLC for 15, but look how everything's been lining up. The 15 DLC stops, then all of a sudden FF7 becomes official. Yeah. Or even though it may have been official before then, but you see where I'm going here, right? It becomes official, and then the DLC stops for 15. Pretty much, they do I think they did an anime, or they did one art in DLC, and that's the end of it. Remember what they said about 15? It's supposed to be a going story. All this DLC plan, a roadmap. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, it's just canceled. There's a reason why. They're going to kill 15. 15 is going to be in their memory banks. And everything is going to go into their swan song. FF7. And if FF16 come out, I wouldn't be shocked if it's in the same universe as FF7. Why wouldn't it? When you're doing a remake, you're not going to keep the story 100% to the original. There's going to be, and I'm not saying revisions in terms of because you fucked up. I'm talking about there's going to be changes. It has to be. You're doing a remake, not a remaster. Yeah. So just like Resident Evil 2, there were slight changes. Look at Ada Wong. There were slight changes there. Nothing major, but it will changes. And there's going to be changes here. Who's to say that the changes in this game, by the end of the game, doesn't lead to FF16? And what will happen? That right there makes FF16 the biggest FF game since probably 7. Why? It's a continuation from the self-proclaimed best FF game of all time.
Yeah.
I just see the pattern here, and to me saying it and me actually hearing it, it makes sense to me. Now, it may not make sense to the people watching. It may not make sense to you or E4, but it sure as hell makes sense to me. I mean, if I was a businessman and FF7 did good, you think I wouldn't put FF16 in that universe? That pushes FF16 sales out the room before it's even announced, before it's even really been shown. Automatic. I don't know, man. We'll have to see, but I don't trust Square Enix. I hope it's a good game. I want it to be good. I want to relive it. I would, I mean, I want to.
People wanted
see
to
Eric
relive
dying
Chrono
for
Trigger and Vagrant Story and all these other shit, but I mean, Final Fantasy
never
to me
did.
is dying slow.
Final Fantasy to me is dead. This is why they're going back to 7. I really think that FF 9, 6, and 8 and 4, they were great games, and yes, a hell of a lot of people would buy it. But you have what you call good, and then you have the mainstream. And FF7 to me is really the only one really in the mainstream. You have to look at it from, and this is me looking at it from a business person. If I'm in a boardroom, I'm looking at this. Okay, we need money. We want sales. We want to make a good game as well. What can we do that with? You can get a good game out of 8, 9, 6, and 4, but are you going to get the sales that you want?
What can we know? Yeah.
Now you may get good sales. See, good sales are good, but Square Enix needs a little bit more than just good sales. They need hey, this is us. They need a Capcom type resurgence. You know
what they
and
need
what
to
do you
do?
go to?
Right?
Well,
Go ahead. What were you saying?
oh no, I was just going to I'm so sorry. I was just going to agree, saying it's something that, as much as I don't like EA. But if, swear to goodness, if EA, people are pissed off with EA, but EA is like, all right, we're sitting here dying. BioWare is like, shit, we're dying. What can we do? Guarantee you, we're gonna put the first Dragon Age and make a fucking remaster. I guarantee you, people will fucking buy it. And that will I guarantee you, if they did that shit and they're like, Dragon Age remaster HD for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4. There you go. So I get what you're saying. Companies do that. I can honestly kind of see that. And I'm going to call this now because there's been several stuff that I've said in this podcast and it's actually come true. So I do think I'm somewhat of a psychic. So I'm going to call this now. They're probably going to end up doing that if the sales or anything like that, if this ends up tanking with the next Dragon Age, the Dragon Age 4, because it's already kind of looking kind of hopeless at this point.
If BioWare even survives. To even,
yeah,
I know they're working
that's
on
why
it.
I said it would be the only thing for. I didn't mean to change the topic. Go ahead, Wolfgang.
No, it's all in the same. I mean, this whole topic is it's the focus of FF7, but there's so many, like you saying, there's other companies that kind of that, like I said, Capcom recently. I brought up Capcom. Why is that? They did Resident Evil 2 remake and they've been doing remasters and remakes over the last couple of years, and they have been fucking fantastic. They released Devil May Cry 5. That was fucking fantastic. Capcom has actually gotten back in the good graces with people.
With those games, those are, like you said, remasters, right? They're not remakes. So they just pretty much take the same exact game, the original, and they just make it HD and they fix some of the stuff, correct?
Yeah, they fixed frame rate and Capcom
frame rate, loading time, lag time, and stuff. Right, and it's the same thing with, and many people, because did actually have a customer too that was just like, she was like, oh, what games are you playing? I was like, well, I played Okami, Crash. It was like, oh, you sound like, you missed the nostalgia of that. I was like, I kind of do. Yeah, when they took Spyro 1, 2, and 3, Spyro Trilogy, they added a few stuff, nothing where it was just like, what the fuck game is this? and they just put it and made it just HD. The Crash Bandicoot game, Crash Trilogy. Now we're getting a Crash CTR. Medieval's coming out because that shit sells. The shit sells. One, would I spend $40 for CTR? Fuck yes, I would, and I'm going to.
That thing is, Naughty Dog's not even hurting. They're just doing it because the fans.
Yeah.
Right, because people they ask for it, and we're buying it.
Yeah, it's a difference between being desperate. Now, don't get me wrong. People were asking for FF7 remake. Don't get me wrong, but they've been asking that shit since PS2. I don't know if you remember, Wild Flame. There were actual tech demos. It wasn't really gameplay, but it was like tech demo of Cloud walking out of the train. It was looking all HD for PS3 and all that shit.
Yeah, they had the tech demo for fucking 8 too with that dance.
Yeah, they had that too. I mean, people asked for it, but you look at it with Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog's not in the share. Naughty Dog is, when you see Naughty Dog involved with something, you to trust them.
I mean, Spider-Man. It's fucking Spider-Man.
Exactly. The Last of Us, the Uncharted series.
I would say Last of Us.
That too.
When you see Naughty Dog, you have trust. And when they come out with something like this, Crash and all that, you don't see desperation. You just say, here you go, fans. We did this for you. All right. And plus, they're like, Last of Us 2 won't be done for a while, so here you go.
Here you go. Here's his Crash to keep you occupied.
Exactly. And you can tell the difference between doing what the fans want and sheer desperation. Capcom was desperate. They had to. They were desperate. Square Enix, they're desperate now.
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
They're really hitting the panic button by going to FF7. I really believe that. This is, and even BioWare. If they did a Dragon Age 1 remaster or remake, that's definitely hitting the panic button. Now, I don't know if
or redo Mass Effect or probably Dragon Age.
But I don't know if that would be like a save me, because people are. I mean, they may buy the remake of Dragon Age, but people are so done with BioWare at this point that it is. I don't know what BioWare can do. Honestly, I really don't. If anything. I don't even think a remaster. I don't think so.
If they did Dragon Age 4, I kid you not, I would trade. And if this game is some absolute shit, I'm going to buy it because I'm going to give it this last fucking chance. If this game is shit, I do not give a fuck how long I've had this game. I will take my receipt and I will go and trade this game in. If they give me $2 for this game, I will fucking take it because that's how pissed off I would be. That would be even if they make like with Dragon Age 4. That is quite possibly they're so far gone that even if Dragon Age 4 was like the best out of the fucking games, that's still barely enough to get them out the fucking hole.
No one trusts them, and plus all developers from the original Dragon Age are gone anyway. So you really have an uphill battle.
And the funny thing is, the original game that they touted, which is going to be like a thieves guild type of joint where you committing heists and shit, is gone. Even I would have bought that.
Exactly. BioWare.
Hey, you're guys going to be stuck in one place the entire fucking game. Excuse me? I can't leave? No. Oh.
BioWare is. I'm surprised EA hasn't shut them down yet, and they're trying with this Anthem thing. And I remember back in one of our older episodes when. I don't know if y'all remember when Anthem was announced as the release date. I said, that's way too soon. Look what happened. Anthem, BioWare had a shot with Anthem. And they actually had a legitimate shot. They had a legitimate shot because people are suckers for loot shooters. People are suckers for co-op games. They had a shot to enter that market. They had a shot to really compete with Destiny because Destiny is not really that good anyway. They had a shot. And the fact that you came out, in my opinion, way too early. You came out with bugs. You had fucking system bricks and all that. I mean, and then you delay an entire roadmap because you're fixing so many bugs. And that's the thing. You keep hearing these articles. Oh, we're fixing. Congratulations, you're fixing. But the damage has been done.
You delayed the fucking roadmap. It's over for you.
You delayed the roadmap, but the thing is, you basically what you're telling me is, so you fucked me once, and now you want me to let you fuck me again? No, the damage is done. You didn't strike. It's the same thing with FF14 with this no healer shit, and any other game that does this. If you do not strike when the iron is hot, you have failed. You failed. The interest of the human being is very small. If you come out with a game and it's bugs riddled throughout, and you fix it, and then you kind of bring back, you give people some hope. You say, yeah, we know we have bugs. You're right on it. That's great. But when you delay an entire roadmap because you're citing more bug fixes, and then you're changing loot, and then you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're making your game worse. I mean, who gives a shit? I'm not even max level. Who gives a shit?
This actually, I was only giggling because when you were saying when you have something that's worse and then your fans are like, "Hey, fix it," then you go fix it. Darkwing, you're gonna hate me for this. It just reminded me of the Sonic movie.
You know what? No, I will give 100% props to them. 100, because they heard the reactions, and instead of just tweaking him and still releasing it, they delayed it to really fix it. Now, whether or not that makes them look better, we don't know. With all these fucking fan concepts out here, there's no excuse on why it can't happen. But that's nothing. But that's the thing. I give them credit. It's fine if you come out with mistakes. Okay? It's fine. Anthem, on the other hand, is just a no. Okay, you came out. You had bugs. Great. You fixed them. But look at what's happened above then. You have no endgame. You've had loot changes that's fucked. And then you delay your entire roadmap because you cite more bug fixes. And now what? You think, and then you're talking about, we have an announcement about the roadmap now. Who gives a shit? Your player base is less than I think Borderlands 2 in 2019. My friend was just reading me a list of games that's more popular than Anthem. Games, fucking Plants vs. Zombies 2 has more players on there right now than Anthem. What does that tell you?
It tells me that Anthem is shit, and
Anthem failed.
I remember when I called it, and like my cousins were getting kind of like, "No, you just hating," and I'm like, "Well, I never said the game was shit," but
he kept saying it.
As soon as it came out that the game, was made literally 6 months before release, I was like, "Oh, okay."
I even said, I defended it. I said I'll give it a chance, and I did. But the moment I heard February 22nd, I'm like, whoa, what? February 22nd.
I was so upset because he kept saying this game was gonna be ass, this game was gonna be shit, and I was like, please stop saying that, because I only wanted this game to fucking succeed. I just want my Dragon Age. I really do. I know that's selfish. I just want my fucking Dragon. I want a good Dragon Age. I miss playing fucking Dragon Age.
I wanted Anthem to succeed because I felt like this would have gave Bungie a kick in the ass. I also felt like because I look at Anthem and I saw I guess what you're buying it for. You're buying it for the mechs. The guns I didn't give a shit about. It was about the suits, And I gave a review in the podcast on how the game was. The suits were fucking fantastic. They all felt somewhat, you played a suit and you felt different. The same way you play with Interceptor, you're not going to play with a Storm. I love that aspect. But when you do the shit that they did, it just, everything, all the goodwill goes out the door. I don't give a fuck what they announce.
Go.
At this point, they didn't, no one cares. And Dragon Age, I don't know what BioWare does. I don't know what they could do at this point. Sure, you can give them an RPG, but your team seems inept to make an RPG game. And then you'll push it out.
Online RPG.
Right, exactly. And then you'll push it out, and it'll be garbage. It'll be riddled with bugs, more bugs than Skyrim. The problem with Skyrim that it's actually good.
It's just that Skyrim bugs is kind of a thing now.
Yeah, Fallout.
Yes, Bethesda
Fallout
is just
76 fucked them
bugs.
over though.
Yeah, but Bethesda is just bugs. When you see Bethesda, that's the thing. You know what you're going to get. And when you look at the Bethesda games, honestly, realistically, look at the amount of shit they put in Fallout and Elder Scrolls. That's a lot of shit. There's going to be bugs somewhere. And now, most bugs aren't really game-breaking. Some of them have been. But overall, it doesn't really take from the experience of Fallout or the Elder Scrolls series. You know, you're still able to play and enjoy them, whereas in fucking Anthem, brick consoles. When it gets to bricking consoles, man, that game needs to be on recall. I don't need a patch. I need a whole just a redone. You know, it's a sad situation, and for those who want Dragon Age, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I realistically don't see a reason why anybody will even buy it, except for the fact that it has Dragon Age. But look what you've been getting. Look at Inquisition. Look at Inquisition. You know, at this point, you know, they can't do no more loot shooters because Borderlands is about to shit on that whole market. You know, the loot shooters, they're about to shit on that. You can't do an MMO. They don't have the money for that.
And they can't.
Well, EA has
obviously don't have
EA
the
has the
competence
money,
to make
but
one of those.
yeah, they couldn't make an MMO. Now, a Dragon Age MMO could be interesting.
No,
But
I don't trust them with MMO. No one's gonna
that's what I'm
trust them
saying.
with an MMO no more.
Do you even trust them what they're doing now?
No, that's what I'm saying. You know, Dragon Age. You know, if Dragon Age was still successful, that could have been a good MMO. Maybe. You already had the classes in there. Why not? But do you trust BioWare with that shit now?
No.
The MMO will come out and it'll be worse.
I
It'll
don't
be
even know
worse
how
than
they
14 when it
fucked
first
it
came
up.
out.
They had a good thing going, a good story.
They lost the developers. They lost
favorite,
the core developers.
And everybody asks me this all the time. They're like, "Which one was your favorite Dragon Age?" The first one.
Wasn't that the only good one?
That was the only good. That was my favorite one, and that was the only good one. I legit played the first one on my fucking laptop. I didn't even play it on the system. I got it. Did I get it on the fucking? Yep, I just played it on my laptop, and I was like, "This game is so cool." And then when I found out it was another one coming out, and it was actually on the systems, because my friend gave me the thing because he had it he was downloading it, so I got it for free. I was like, "Shit, I love this game!" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you know," and then this because he was talking about Mass Effect. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right. And I played Mass Effect, just fucking play Mass Effect. It was good, but I know with Wildfang, he likes Mass Effect more than Dragon Age, and I'm opposite. I like Dragon Age more than Mass Effect. I love the first one. The first one was the best one. The next one, I was like, what is this? And when they started doing that online shit, I was like, yo, this is the most repetitive, dumbest, most boring fucking thing I have ever played online. That shit, every time I played it, I legit fell asleep.
You know,
even when you having parties of people, that shit was so fucking boring. They're like, all right, let's go over here. I'm like, so we pretty much doing the same thing we did in that other map. Got you. It's just a different color. Oh, there's fire in this one. Oh, this one is ice. Oh, this one is raining. Oh.
They were just trying to cash in on the multiplayer. I mean, yeah, that's the problem with video game. You know, and that's another problem with these, you know, these developers and these companies. You know, they always and they try to cash in when they don't need to cash in. They didn't need a multiplayer in that. It was god awful. Like
didn't. But
they try to cash in on the plebs who say everything needs to have multiplayer, everything needs to have co-op. No, it doesn't.
So at that time, when that game was with the multiplayer, that's when multiplayer and shit was just, well, it was starting. It was with everything, you know, Call of Duties, fucking Halo, Gears of War, that shit, and then you had the phenomenon, you know, Left 4 Dead and shit, that co-op or whatever, all that shit. So they're like, it's the same thing with what's the fucking thing? Battle Royales. That's the newest thing now that every fucking game decides they want to fucking do now.
Yeah.
So single player games was just like, right? Single player games was just like, oh, shit. How can we get in there? All right, let's throw in some multiplayer in this shit. shit doesn't fucking work. In certain games, like Origami, you can play fucking single player and still have fun. You can play fucking co-op and still fucking have fun.
Because it's done right. Look
It's
at
done
Origami
right.
didn't just
It's
come in
done
with co-op. When Origami came out, it was that's number one why I even got it for PC. I'm like, okay, this is a single player game. I can play this. No, I have to worry about friends. And then they eventually came out with a random multiplayer patch. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But they took
And it was
the time.
done right.
Most companies look at this and they get a roadmap. You hear about something, and then just out of nowhere, we're adding multiplayer. And then you ask yourself, why? And then you play it, and then you realize it shouldn't have been.
It's terrible. It's terrible, and I kid you not. You think that I was sitting here being funny with that whole, this map is exactly the same except for some rocks is a different color, and part of this is on fire. This shit, I'm not kidding you. If you ever go back to Inquisition, I have
Inquisition. I had it for Xbox One. I know exactly what you're talking about.
One map is on fire, the other one is dark, the other one is ice and shit, and then there's like one joint where it's like raining. It's like,
they just wanted to capitalize on the co-op. They just want to capitalize on the co-op. And that's the thing.
Like, y'all couldn't even change the fucking colors. Y'all just do fire, ice, and fucking rain.
This is the problem with co-op. This is the problem with multiplayer. People are doing multiplayer just to think it's going to give them... It's just for a cash grab. This goes back to our previous conversation many episodes ago. Single players are still relevant. Look at The Witcher 3.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn. If you listen... Exactly. If you know your strong suit is single player, stick to what you know. And if you want to do multiplayer, you need to really sit down and develop it and release it as a patch or DLC or something of the sort.
Or just ask yourself why. Like in Horizon Zero Dawn, if they was to ever be like, yeah, in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, we gonna have multiplayer. I'm like, what the fuck is the multiplayer? It's gonna be like a little battle shit or like a stadium some shit, and you just sitting there fighting with your friends. Like the
only reason why I will give Horizon Zero Dawn slight, I guess, benefit with multiplayer is the people who develop it. They did Killzone 2, and the multiplayer in Killzone 2 was fantastic. We're not going to talk about Killzone 3. I mean, not Killzone 3. Shadowfall. Where the fuck?
Yeah.
But
that was the best one. What are you talking about?
Shadowfall?
Yeah.
Go shoot yourself. Garbage.
That game was like had the best graphics.
Yay!
You gotta do the golf clap.
Graphics. Yeah. Trash.
It was the
trash.
Best. How was it trash?
No,
First
it wasn't. No. The multiplayer was trash. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. It just turned to trash. Can you not hear us, E4?
There we go. No, I didn't hear Wildfang for a second.
No.
He said, first of all,
the multiplayer was just god awful. And just no. Killzone 3 and 2, by far. Especially 2. My god. What an improvement over the first one.
Yeah.
Dub the Halo killer. But
that was Haze. And remember what happened with that?
No. Remember, Killzone 1.
Oh yeah.
Their cash line was the Halo killer. That was literally their marketing. And well, if Killzone 1 had turned out to be Killzone 2, then maybe, but no, it was terrible. Terrible. God off. But I don't know, man. If you know, for those getting Dragon Age, I hope that somehow, some way, BioWare can, the new developers can maybe look at what the old developers did from Dragon Age 1 and kind of do their last, at least if it's going to be her last hurrah, do it well, even if they go out of business or they get shut down by EA. Do it well. I just don't know. No, I really don't. BioWare is a sticky situation, especially with Anthem. I don't know when y'all will be getting. I don't even know when that game is going to even be seen because the way Anthem is right now, you're looking at another 15 situation. I'm sorry, not 15, another Kingdom Hearts situation. So, you're in for a very long ride. So apparently, just like how I am for Bayonetta 3, apparently they had to restart Bayonetta 3 or some shit.
I'm
you
sorry.
know, that's fine. Because Platinum games, at least when it comes to Platinum games, the stories may be shit, but the combat's gonna be great. And let's face it, Bayonetta's all about the combat because the story in Bayonetta is all over the place.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of wonky.
So I have faith in Platinum games in terms of gameplay. That everything else is well, not really that great. But any more gaming topics, sir? I'm sure there's plenty out there that you may have out there.
Go ahead.
I wanted to know. So every year, what I tend to do for games, I tend to see what list of games. Well, I always make a list of games. Games that I keep my eye out for, games that may end up interesting me, and things like that. So there are 2 games. So my list of games for this year that I'll be getting, Medieval when that comes out, CTR, which is next month. Yes. There's 2 other games that one was called Ancestors, and what that one is pretty much you're playing as going back to Africa thousand years ago and stuff like that. We're playing as apes and stuff like that, and going through the whole survival series and stuff. So I was getting that game, and I was also getting this game called Away, the survivor series, where you're playing as a sugar glider, and having to survive the dangerous jungle. So just want to know what you guys' games were for, a list of games this year that you're keeping your eye out for, or that you'll be getting.
You want to go first, Waffle? You want me to go first?
What was the question again?
What games you looking forward to this year? What games are you thinking about buying? What's on your list of games this year?
I have too much.
Do your top 5.
Pick 5.
Hold up. Let me type in my Amazon here. Go to my order.
Oh Lord.
Go to my open order. I got Biomutant. I got Super Neptunia RPG, Fire Emblem, Legend of the Hero, Trials of the Cold Steel 3, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which I backed, but Judgment Eyes, which I'm getting 100%, Alliance Alive, Avengers, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, probably the Avengers game from Square Enix, and what else? There was something else on my list. 1 second.
Nobody's interested. I'll wait till you go dark wave before I ask. There was a game on his list I thought he was gonna say first.
What, Crash?
No, he didn't play Crash Bandicoot.
I'm not getting that game.
We just said that.
I remember that comment. I remember he said that a while back.
Yeah, I said that a long time ago. I will not be joining you guys in the races. Oh yeah, Samurai Showdown, Borderlands 3, and Code Vein. And that would be it.
You said it. There we go. You said it.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, I didn't think. I was like, wow, I guess he's not getting Borderlands 3.
I already pre-ordered it.
Cool.
Me, I'm just gonna go out and say I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3. Finally, a loot shooter that I can sink my teeth into.
Another multiplayer.
I'm not going to do a top 5 because it may go past 5. But you got Borderlands 3. You have Code Vein. I will be playing it this Friday. I'm really looking to that Grand Blue RPG game coming out that's done by
oh yeah, that and Grand Blue Versus. Can't wait. Can't believe
I'm looking forward to see what they do with that one. I'm not really into the fighting game, so I'll be getting the RPG if it's good.
I'm just mad Platinum was released from that game.
Well, apparently they say Platinum did all they could with the gameplay, so they just stopped doing it. Apparently, so I mean, they apparently Platinum only did the gameplay, and they finished the gameplay apparently. So there you go. But we'll see. I am looking forward to it. It looks like it could be really good. Of course, CTR. I want to say Neo 2, but honestly, probably not, because my burnout with these Soul games it's real. Like Sekiro has just been sitting there because I've just been burnt out of that just genre. Code Vein might be the swan song for me. What else? You know what? That might be it. Might be it for now. Minus, maybe some random decent MMO, but I highly doubt that comes out. So, that's probably it. Those games I listed there. I feel those games should hopefully be good. Now, I'm not sold on Death Stranding. People asked me today if I'm getting it because it got a release date November 8th.
Hey, look. Listen to me. I want the world to listen to me. That game has not showed me shit yet. Even though it showed me fucking gameplay, that wasn't it, Chief. That wasn't it. I don't know what that was. Show me something. Show me something better. Show me more than just a man smacking a bunch of ninja hazmat suit people with fucking a briefcase. I would like to see what the fuck this game is. Because I remember when they first showed it off, you looked like you was a UPS man. Right? Now,
yeah, that's the thing. I feel like there's just no excitement with that. The only thing you can say is that it looks good. That's really it. Oh, another game I'm interested in is that Deus Ex Machina game for the Switch. Looks good.
Oh yeah, Daemon X Machina. I'm getting that too. Totally forgot about that game.
Yes.
The demo is great, and Pokemon, of course, because.
I'm not getting Pokemon.
I stopped. The last Pokemon game I played on a handheld, a system, whatever, was fucking Pokemon. Shit, what was the one that came out before Diamond and Pearl?
Oh God.
I don't.
Yeah.
Holy shit. No.
Yeah.
Then,
what was that? Fire Red? Was that Fire Red? And
sure.
Soul Silver, yeah, Soul Silver and them. Soul Silver and Heart Gold.
You stopped at probably one of the best Pokemon games of all time. So can't say I blame you. Because Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
This is getting a tad bit ridiculous now.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver is S tier in Pokemon, so you stopped at a good spot. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, those are my games. Hopefully, Anime Souls is good. No.
Woo!
Hope. Looks good.
Huh.
But I don't know, man. The Souls burn it's real. It's real. Any other topics, Wafang?
In terms of the gaming world,
If you don't, I have something I'll say. Unless you, matter of fact, why you think I'll just bring this up? This is not really about gaming. It's more in the anime ish. I'm sure you have seen. It's been announced. Live action Cowboy Bebop. Thoughts?
Not even gonna go there. I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about the Sonic movie now.
I was just going to say I've never watched Cowboy Bebop. I heard it was fantastic, really good. But
who's playing Spike?
I was gonna say that nobody. I don't trust live action anime adaptations.
Thank you. After literally what happened with Death Note, I don't particularly ever want to see that shit again.
Not even so much. Okay, besides even Death Note, fucking Mob Psycho 100. That shit. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. That shit was worse than Death Note. Y'all got it easy. with fucking Death Note.
Here's
Mob Psycho. That's that. I would personally find all
do you
them
know
actors
why
to
those things fell? Wasn't Mob Psycho a movie?
No.
It was a TV show.
Yeah, I believe they did it as a series. Yep, a TV show. Yeah.
Funny thing is, Full Metal Alchemist and Bleach are actually okay.
They were watchable. Yes, especially Bleach. It surprised me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll say this about Cowboy Bebop. I'll give it one positive right now. It is not a movie. Meaning that they can, I don't expect them to follow the anime storyline, but they can do their, they can actually build up things and have things paced properly within the episodes they do. I think it's going to be 10 or 12 episodes. So that is one positive. That is not a movie. They're not going to try to cram 24 episodes into a 90-minute film. I'll give it that. The casting, I'm not going to complain about because this would be their actors. So if they can act, which the people that I've seen casted can act, you may not necessarily see them in those roles, but they can act. So as long as they act well, it should be fine. I'll give it a watch because that's just what I do. But Now you was talking about the Sonic movie, or was that a troll?
No. Okay.
The Sonic movie that y'all are gonna go see.
You're coming with us.
I don't even care that they're gonna redo it. I'm fine.
Side note: Code Geass movie, fucking fantastic.
Who?
Code Geass, the movie.
I don't know what that is.
I don't want to talk about that. Now, I really want to talk about Sonic. First of all, right? I was asking.
Sonic Mania free for PS Plus.
Really?
Wait, which Sonic? Are you talking about Jaleel White Sonic?
Sonic Mania next month will be free, and Borderlands Handsome Collection will be free next month as well. PS Plus.
Ooh. Okay. But for real, right? The movie.
Okay.
Now, how many of us saw that thing and almost threw up in their mouth?
I wouldn't say I almost threw up. I kind of had that rock one eyebrow up though.
Nah, I almost died. Like it was like staring at the what's her name from The Ring. That's how it looked.
This is actually pretty funny because I saw the thing with Sonic first, and I was like, oh, making the gagging sounds, and then that's when I also was seeing the Aladdin Will Smith Blue Genie. So yeah, I full on actually threw up. I saw two scary things at once. Two scary blue things.
You know what's funny about the Sonic thing, and I get a lot of shit for saying this, but I'm just calling, like I said, the face of it, like when he was sitting in the truck or whatever, or the car, before he attacked Robotnik's or whatever. I didn't mind that, like that part of him.
I laughed at something completely different that it actually just blew me. All right, Bill, what were you saying?
You remember when he was talking in the chair, like I gotta save your planet or whatever?
Yeah.
From that perspective, I did not mind the look. From the face.
Yeah.
But when he is standing, like when he's looking at his little watch and on the missiles and all that shit, no. God off.
Hey.
I feel like the face is okay.
The fact that this man was fucking with that army person, but and that shit was kind of funny, but I was like,
I mean, Jim Carrey's going to carry that whole movie, man.
That was like
Jim Carrey's going to carry that whole movie, regardless.
Yeah, that's why they had that meme that man's going to carry the whole movie.
James Marsden, as good as an actor as he is, he looks completely checked out. The Sonic voice actor sounds fine. The Sonic voice actor is fine. If they fix the design, I ain't saying it's going to fix the movie, but it'll at least be watchable.
Yeah, they said
what's going to piss me off is when people go into the theater saying, why is his name Robotnik? Which I've heard, and I had to literally sit down and educate people in the interwebs about why his name is Dr. Robotnik and not Dr. Eggman. Yes, I legitimately had people say his name is not Robotnik, his name is Eggman.
I mean, it's both, technically.
Okay.
It literally is both.
No. What I mean is, people legitimately didn't even know what Robotnik was. It was on that level.
Oh, okay.
They said, what is a Robotnik? His name is Eggman.
So I just did the Google thing for it because I had to actually figure out. This is from Wikipedia Wiki. Though the character was always named Dr. Eggman in Japan, Sega of America changed his name to Dr. Ivo Robotnik when localizing Sonic the Hedgehog. We really didn't want to have anyone in the universe with two names. To us, he's Eggman, but in the rest of the world, he's called Robotnik. So technically, Japan, he's Eggman. When Sega brought him over here, he was Dr. Robotnik, but people were still calling him Eggman. So he's actually technically both.
Yeah,
he's both.
So nowadays, in newer media and everything, his name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, aka Eggman. So it's Dr. Like if you look at his little things now, is Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Like that's his name. Like that's his like villain name. Yeah. His real name is Ivo Robotnik. His villain name or his like whatever name is Eggman now. That's why he's Dr. Eggman.
45.
Like he's still Dr. Eggman.
He's what?
He's 45. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How the fuck?
Who's 45? Robotnik?
Yeah.
No, the fuck he's not.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. He is 45.
No, he's
in
not.
The comics, he's 45.
Nah.
How old do you think Robotnik is, sir?
Nah.
Yes, he's in his 40s, sir. No one ages in Sonic.
Nah.
No one ages in Sonic. But yeah, y'all right. It's just that people did not know who Eggman was.
I just mistakenly called him both, and my cousin used to always be like, "He's not both. You have to pick
here's the
one."
Thing. Here's the thing with the Robotnik thing. In Japan, he was named Eggman because his belly was shaped like an egg. Yeah, in America, he was named Robotnik. Now, also in comics, he was named Robotnik, and everywhere else. In all media, before Sonic Adventure, he was actually named Robotnik. Now, they brought over the Eggman name for Sonic Adventure. And one of the reasons why America kept it was because of kids. One reason. Because Japan...
he's not 45. He's ageless. They didn't tell you his age.
In Japan, Sonic was technically really more of a kid thing-ish. America kind of made him darker. If you look at the comics, good lord.
Shadow the Hedgehog and a comic.
Why are we bringing up Shadow the fucking Hedgehog in a Robotnik conversation?
Guns.
Guns.
But America basically darkened Robotnik. Sonic was actually a kid thing in Japan, but America darkened Robotnik, which is why they changed the name. When it got to Sonic Adventure, they brought it back because they wanted to go into a child-friendly area. The reason why you really don't hear Robotnik anymore is because Eggman's easy nowadays. Eggman is easier. Not only is it nicer and it's more of a gag, but it's also easier for the kids to pronounce. Because a lot of people can't pronounce Robotnik.
I know. Even though it's robot and then Nick, but it was not until 1999
fucking cooler name.
Sonic Adventure that the character was actually called both Eggman and Robotnik in the English version, with all the following English releases to date referring to him as Dr. Eggman. Yuji Naka has explained that Robotnik is the character's true last name, while Eggman is a nickname taken after his shape. His true name is Dr. Ivo Eggman. Dr. Ivo Eggman. Quotation marks Robotnik.
I literally just said this.
Eggman is his alias. Basically,
Eggman is his villain name. Robotnik is his last name.
Yeah, Eggman is his alias, and Robotnik's his name. But the whole point was, legitimately, people did not know what a Robotnik was. They knew nothing about Robotnik.
And that's fucking stupid because
that's sad. Because his best moments was as Robotnik. Look at the Sonic show back in 1990, 91. My God!
The one with the cartoon drink? The drink with
Sonic, Sally, and Bunny. Yes,
the remix joint that they did. Yeah.
The good one. Look at Robotnik in that show.
Sonic Sat AM. Sonic Saturday AM.
Yeah. Look at that Robotnik. That was the best Robotnik in any minus comics.
And he was so fucking dark.
Yes.
I loved it.
That was greatness. That's what America did. You know, America turned that man dark.
America.
Yeah, but
We Americans.
I do like the more recent portrayal of him. He's actually.
I mean, I like this Sonic Adventure. I actually like this Sonic Adventure, Eggman.
Not even that one. Talk about the one from like Unleash. The man is a balance of dark and funny. This should be funny. Some of the shit he come out of his mouth, but then again he gets pissed off and is like, "Why won't you die?" Especially in Sonic Unleash when you're fighting him, and he's just like, "Why won't you die?" And he try to kill you. It's like legit. I'm like, "Yo, I like him." He's
in the beginning where he was just like, "Oh no, you got me!" Oh, I meant to do that.
Literally, when he was talking about choking one of the little the Jerusalem Lost World, I was like, "Yo, he's legit." I'm talking about choking him out, like, "Yo," and he punched the wall, and he told Tails the man up was the funniest shit I've ever seen him say. He's a man up, Tails. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
They keep the darkness. They keep his serious attitude there, but nothing would be as great as the Sonic Saturn, man. That shit was fucking brutal. You remember Robotnik?
And his voice was also like that voice actor.
Oh, that shit was fucking.
That shit was fucking gorgeous.
Everything about him in that show was just fucking menacing, and I loved it. You had that menacing voice.
I was like, why does he sound like he's fucking orgasming after everything?
Such a course, sniffly. It's like, oh my gosh, who is this?
Right, it's like, damn, he just.
And then it gets canceled.
Oh yeah, right after they do that, I was like, "Fuck you guys."
I think they were going to bring in Knuckles. Oh man, can you imagine Knuckles in that show? Not the Knuckles we got now. No, not Sonic Boom Knuckles.
Oh, not.
Anyway, they delayed the movie.
I'm taking a piss.
God.
By the way, they delayed the movie and they teased the new design to 2020.
Yeah, it was in February 2020.
Which is hilarious.
They gotta get the artwork down. They gotta get the CGI down of Uganda Knuckles. Put down perfect.
I need you to stop.
Oh my god. Woo! Oh God! Oh Lord Jesus in heaven! I thank you for that. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next?
Time to move on to wrestling.
Okay, back to wrestling.
This is the part that's gonna take 3 hours.
No, it's not. No, it's not because AEW is around.
Money in the Bank.
Right? Oh boy.
Let's start with that. Because I'm not talking about TakeOver on this joint no more. Because I can't beat that dead horse anymore. That clearly... Hold up. We're not going to talk about AEW yet. Not yet. Right? Money in the Bank was shit. Moving on.
At least Lacey Evans didn't win the belt. That could have made it shittier.
If I see Charlotte versus Becky one more time for a championship...
Oh no, you're going to see Charlotte versus Bayley now.
Who did Seth fight at Money in the Bank again?
AJ Styles in the legit best match of the night.
Well,
and then Brock Lesnar.
I had to rethink I had to think, fuck Brock Lesnar. You know what, man?
All right.
Oh, and guess what? The Usos on the pre-show, they beat the Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in a non-title match. But you guys took the belts off of them the other week. But you had, oh my gosh!
Shut up.
So when does the ranting start on this fucking product?
Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, first of all, after that fucking terrible Money in the Bank, what the fuck have we been watching weekly? Because I stopped watching the product and just been looking at YouTube highlights and going, yeah, this was a shit show. What the fuck has been happening?
Did you see the men's ladder match? Where guess what? Everybody did all the work, and then Brock Lesnar made the easiest $100,000 of his career.
Pretty much.
And then comes out the next morning and is acting like it's a boom box. And then Vince, in his right mind, decided to make a fucking boom box out of the fucking belt, out of the box, making him look like the biggest idiot I've ever seen in my life. Like, Brock, who walks around with a boom box anyway? What is happening?
I don't understand this. Like, this shit was more. I honestly would have preferred Monster in the Bank again. I would prefer that versus this fucking boombox shit. Boombox, boom in the box. Like, this shit is dumb.
When did the ranting begin?
I don't even want to rant because I know a lot of people were saying that when AEW comes, with TNT and shit, when their TV deal hits in the fall, that they were going to start canceling their subscription. I'm already done with WWE. This shit is it's just sad, pathetic. I honestly, at this point, like Wild Fang said, just go on YouTube and Facebook, see snippets, see this. Oh, such and such. I see Charlotte cutting the promo for the going up against Bayley. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. She lost the belt against Becky, so, why not put her to the front again? Literally, there's a fucking line of women, and you take Charlotte, and she loses, and then you just stick her right back in the front again. That's legit what they do. It's what they fucking do. I am so tired of fucking seeing Charlotte goddamn Flair. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm considering fucking kidnapping her just so we don't have to keep looking at these matches with her and other people with the fucking belt.
God, that's annoying. And then there's the reason why I haven't canceled my subscription yet. It's literally because of NXT. So everybody can thank NXT while it's still spinning.
I can't. Nope, I can't. I'm sorry. That's not worth it for me. I'm sorry. NXT, love you guys. I'll catch y'all on Facebook. I see y'all shit on Facebook, and most of the people in NXT anyway, I follow them on fucking Instagram. So
speaking of NXT superstars, Prince Pretty finally went back down and was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm going against Velveteen Dream," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, it was either I leave or I'm going back down to NXT.
All right.
When does the ranting begin?
Hold up before you go.
Before I bury the hell out of this shit.
Oh yeah. One second. Why was their answer to AEW making a shittier Raw, and then Shane McMahon going out on SmackDown trying to fight Roman's actual fucking cousin? That's not really a wrestler, but actually a semi-wrestler. What the fuck was that? What? Why? What? Who? Vince is gonna lose. He's gonna lose. Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours, Mr. Darkwave.
See, unlike you two, I actually sit down. Maybe half watching, but I sit down every week. And I watch Raw, SmackDown. I'll wait for NXT to be over and I'll watch it. What we have seen in the last many years, but mainly I'm just going to focus on 2019, has been nothing more but absolute fucking garbage. I don't give a fuck about Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship. This man is still throwing fucking pancakes. Honestly, I don't even give a shit about Seth Rollins winning the Universal Championship. Honestly, I really don't. I don't. And I love Seth Rollins. I think he's great. I like Kofi Kingston. I think he's great. The shit I have seen, and this is coming from a guy who's been watching wrestling since I was damn near 6 years old. Religiously. For years. Day in, day out. From the Austins to the Punks, to the Cenas, to the Rocks, so on, so forth. I have never seen this shit be this bad. And this is just and now it's even past just wrestling being bad. This fucking show is bad. The TV show itself is absolute garbage. Garbage.
It's horrendous.
You have champions that mean nothing. I have seen legitimately the same matches for the last 2 years. If you look back in 2017 at what Seth Rollins was doing back then, Look at the amount of different opponents he's had between 2017 and 2019.
It's the champion's fault. It's the champion's fault. That's what Vince says. We start watching the product. It's their fault.
It has been the same crop of opponents for Rollins. McIntyre and Corbin here. McIntyre and Ziggler. McIntyre here. The same fucking crop. And now he's going against Baron fucking... Who could sit here and say they care? If I didn't have... I'm being honest, if I didn't have 2 TVs, I would not watch Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live. Garbage. Garbage. The only reason they're even on is I'm able to tune it out and play my video games on television. These shows are fucking terrible. Aleister Black has not wrestled since the shakeup, since WrestleMania probably. Has not touched the ring. Why? I don't know why.
Funhouse.
Bray hasn't touched the ring. Buddy Murphy is seemingly gone. Just disappeared. I guess because he's not with Alexa Bliss anymore. They don't want to give him. They don't want to give him TV time. Mustafa Ali should be Money in the Bank winner right now. Instead, he is just floundering around, having great matches with Andrade, Cien Almas, and everyone else, but ultimately meaning nothing. The United States Championship is fucking garbage. The WWE title is treated... I mean, Kofi Kingston has been pushed strong. He's great at what he does, but honestly speaking, I'm not invested. Seth Rollins, same thing. I'm not invested. You got Roman Reigns opening both Raw and SmackDown as if I need to see him twice in a span... Come on. Really? The Miz is babyface. I'm fine with it. It's something different with the Miz. It's not really great.
Before, and it didn't. And it kind of didn't work.
This one is better. I'll say this one is better than before because this one actually has motivation and reason. The only reason why he turned babyface last time because I think Wade Barrett was cutting a promo on the fucking fans. Ooh. But these shows have no life. It's as if they write the same script and just reorder the show and just keep giving rinse and repeat. Samoa Joe, why did he lose to Rey Mysterio? Why? For what?
To make Rey Mysterio a Grand Slam champion now.
I don't care. John Cena's not even a Grand Slam champion. We're gonna bring him back and have him beat Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title?
Yes.
Who cares? That title is worthless anyway. So who cares?
Every single title, I don't care.
Ricochet and Cesaro having a fucking fight, a great classic on television, and for what?
I'm saying Ricochet too much. I'm saying him too much. I'm sorry.
That's just the way it bothers me a little bit, but it doesn't bother me as much as most people because I'm kind of used to that thing on the main roster. I understand you gotta bring out your bigger stars. It's like they're fighting for
every
nothing.
Fucking week. There is too many. WWE has such a packed fucking roster. There is no way that I need to see fucking Ricochet every goddamn week. There is no absolute certain people you do not see every fucking week. You don't bring the fucking Undertaker out every goddamn week. You don't bring Aleister Black out every week. You don't bring Ricochet out every week. Certain people, it loses all fucking mystique. If I was to see Aleister Black every goddamn week with his cool ass entrance, I legit would be like, okay.
Do you know why that works in NXT and not the main roster? Because on NXT, they actually build up other people that you want to see. Like, if you don't see Velveteen Dream one week, you see Aleister Black.
And
if you don't see Velveteen, you'll see Aleister Black. On main roster, if you don't see Aleister Black and you see Mojo Rawley, what's the difference?
Here's the thing too with NXT. NXT has like what less than half of the fucking roster. You can count on like two hands and maybe your toes how many fucking people on the roster for NXT. WWE has at least like what 100 fucking like it's way too many goddamn people.
Well, to the NXT point. That's the same thing. Stacked. For an hour show.
We're not saying that it's not, but compared to the main roster, there's enough people because that's the same fucking thing with Ty Dillinger. Well, excuse us, Shawn Spears, because he's in AEW now.
We don't call him Ty Dillinger. That's his slave name.
That's his slave name, right? Shawn Spears, where he was just like, fuck it, I'm not being put on shows. I'm not doing anything. You just see me cutting skits and stuff with R-Truth, which it's funny, but it was a thing where it's just like. With wrestling, it's not just about you sitting there just only cutting promos and me just doing skits and being funny. I'm not a fucking like how Dean Ambrose said when I was listening to him earlier when Wild Fang had it on. I'm not a fucking actor. You could have hired fucking actors for this. I am a wrestler. Again, I made this point to one of my coworkers that was like, well, remember back in the day, because Rock was, he was doing promos and blah, blah, blah. But there was also fucking wrestling and they had good storytelling. They was telling good stories. If I am a graphic designer and you hire me as a graphic designer, but you have me over here walking dogs and shit, I would be like, so what am I going to do the graphic design? Because I'm a graphic designer? Am I gonna? Is walking the dogs part of it, or
the problem with the main roster is they don't, and this is why this is why we have to see people like Andrade, Ricochet, Seth Rollins every week. And this is main roster's fault. They have built no one up for us to even want to see anyone else.
Pretty much.
On NXT, if you don't see Velveteen Dream, you get an Adam Cole. If you don't see Adam Cole, you get a Johnny Gargano. If you don't get a Johnny Gargano, you get Keith Lee. And when you don't see those guys, they use other guys to get them over. Put them in good matches. Give them a good promo. They build them up to where they either put them in a storyline where you say, okay, I want to see more of this, or they put them in a good match and you say you want to see more of him. On main roster, if you don't get Seth Rollins, but you get Mojo Rawley, what's the fucking difference? You might not even have anyone on the show to begin with. No one cares about Mojo Rawley. No one cares about Apollo Crews. No one cares about Titus O'Neil. No one cares.
Oh, 24/7 belt. Oh, that fucking 24/7 belt.
What happened?
I care about Titus O'Neil. I care.
I don't.
Because I'm gonna need to get to Titus to figure out, get some recipe ideas and stuff like that.
Well, that's Titus Catering, and you can go back. And I'm sure he has VIP waiting for you. But the point is, when you don't build up other people and you don't give a reason for people to care, you're forced to bring out the Romans, the Seths, the Sami Zayns, the AJ Styles, the Ricochets.
But whose fault is that?
That's main roster. That's main roster's fault.
Whose fault is WWE's fault for not building?
The main
they brought up Apollo Crews too fucking early. Titus. He's a nice guy, fantastic guy. Children is beautiful, whatever like that. He has a wonderful, beautiful family, and he seems like a really nice, down to earth, humble guy.
But he's irrelevant.
I don't think he can fucking wrestle. I don't honestly think he can wrestle.
He's alright.
He's
manageable. He's irrelevant.
Apollo Crews, he's a damn good wrestler. He was brought up way too fucking early. That's what happens with a lot of these people with that was in NXT or people that was fucking good, and you waste them.
Vince doesn't watch NXT.
Right, so you don't even know what the fuck these people are doing. Oh, Aleister Black? Oh, yeah.
The problem is, this is how Vince sees it. Ricochet gets a pop. We need him out there every week because he gets a pop. Now, do we want to see him every week? No. Give him a week off. Maybe 2 at the most. But do you have anyone else to replace Ricochet? Honestly. If you don't see Ricochet for a week, and this is realistically. If Ricochet's now I'm not saying I want Ricochet every week, but let's look at your options, okay? You take off Ricochet. Now, if they were built up, it'd be a different story, but who you have? On Monday Night Raw, Mojo Rawley. Do you really care? What are you going to do when Mojo Rawley comes on the screen? You going to look at it? Oh, Rawley. You're either going to cut the TV off, change the channel, or just not pay it, or go fucking do house chores, right? Irrelevant. a wild card comes over. Who's gonna come over? Or fucking the Lucha House Party come out there. Do you care about the Lucha House Party? Really?
Who?
No.
Exactly. Lars Sullivan come out there. Do you really give a shit about Lars Sullivan? He hasn't done a single match on television. Do you care?
No. Well,
So at
with
that
Lars
point-
Sullivan, it's because him and Under Fire and stuff like that with all of his some of the
He's
shit
fine.
been saying.
He's fine now. That shit is overblown. People are just trying to get him fired, and he's not getting fired.
But with the
he's still
thing
being
with
pushed.
certain people, with Lars Sullivan, it's the same thing. It's just that, okay, Braun Strowman. What is their difference? What is going to be their difference between Lars Sullivan and Braun Strowman?
Except one's a
What is the
baby
difference?
face and one's a heel.
Who? Which one's the babyface?
Braun, obviously. You saw what he said about the Miz. Miz, congratulations on your daughter. Yay! But the point is,
Speaking of which, they're pregnant again.
The point is, you look at the War Raiders. We're not talking the Viking fucking experience or whatever the fuck it's called.
Who?
The War Raiders have not been on TV in 3.
Experience of death.
The War Raiders have not been on TV in 3 weeks, maybe 4 at this point.
Why?
You see what I'm saying? On the main roster, unfortunately, we can't help but have Ricochet on every week. Because if you don't have Ricochet on every week, who do you have? Now,
I wouldn't put Ricochet every week.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Because people are going to say, because people said this when they first was saying, when the idiots who don't watch NXT, Ricochet, all he does is flips and he's just like AJ Styles, but he's bald. We don't like him because we just like AJ. All he does, he's just like AJ Styles. All he does is flips and he's acrobatic.
I wouldn't put him on every week, but if I had you have to look at this from this perspective. I'm gonna say this in a realistic tone. Let me put my dislike for WWE right now. If I am in the back room, if I'm a WWE creative writer, right, and the shit is in the toilet, shit's in this, it's just fucked up, right? You tell me to write a show, and you will not interfere, right? Write a 4-week show. Now, at this moment, it would be very hard to, I guess you could say, repair certain people, like Bobby Roode, something like that. But if I had to have...
Robert Roode now?
Matter of fact, it's Bob Roode. That name, he doesn't deserve the name Robert Roode. He doesn't deserve the name Bobby Roode. He is Bob Roode. But if I had to put on Ricochet every week, for 4 weeks, okay, just to do the show properly. If I had to put him on the show every week, he wouldn't wrestle every week. Number 2, the reasons why he would be on the show would be for purpose. It wouldn't be in a fucking backstage cameo. It wouldn't be in some shitty promo. It would have reason. You can have people on the show, and you remember, you got to cover 3 hours of television. Now, what I would do, Ricochet can be on TV every week, but I will also have Ricochet maybe somehow repair some damage from someone else, like a Robert Roode or something of the sort. Same thing with Seth Rollins. The stars that you have now fill 3 hours TV. Until you build stars, I can't afford not to have you on TV. There's no one else if I was writing the show. And what I would tell them is you're not wrestling every week. But you're going to be in storyline, and you're going to be out there for purpose, and the storyline has purpose. And we're also going to use you to maybe help get some new eyes on people so you don't have to be on the show every week. WWE doesn't do that. They say, fuck you. And you have all this talent, EC3, and all these NXT call-ups. And instead of, using Ricochet to maybe help get someone over, or maybe using a veteran, maybe like a Seth Rollins, or a Miz, or Roman Reigns to maybe help get interest into someone else, or take the handcuffs off and let them go out there and wrestle.
You said Roman Reigns to help enhance?
Look. Whether they win or lose, if they come out and beat the shit out of Roman, it's a step in the right direction. The fact of the matter is, if you have, If you take the handcuffs off these people and let them wrestle, that can also build stars. And then Ricochet, go home for the go home for the day. We don't need you. We're gonna give Apollo Crews been on a nice little roll. We're giving him this TV time tonight. Seth, take a day off or take the week. Take Monday off. We'll see you bright and early Wednesday or Thursday for the house shows or whatever the case may fucking be. Then you can bring on other people. Then Ricochet wouldn't be required. But because WWE has no one else, would you rather see Ricochet or Mojo Rawley on television? I don't want to see him every week regardless. But if I had to pick, I'm picking Ricochet because Mojo Rawley's got off.
Well, I agree with you there.
Until you build up people, I can't. If Ricochet's not on television, then yeah, there's other people, but at the same time, it really wouldn't even matter because there's no one there for you to invest in. Because then you go like, damn, Ricochet was on TV.
They're not going to build up these people because these people are safe. These people make their money. The AJ Styles, the Seth Rollins, the Romans, this and that, and that person and that. But that's how you also burn out your fucking talent. That's how your talent ends up getting hurt because you have them not only every single fucking Monday or Tuesday or sometimes both because of this stupid wild card bullshit. Then you have them also doing the fucking house shows and then legit there's like 2 pay-per-view. It seems like I'm probably over exaggerating with this, but it seems like there's a fucking pay-per-view now every goddamn month.
There is a pay-per-view.
So then you have so you have the it is like a pay-per-view or sometimes fucking 2 every goddamn month. So then you have these stars, your main stars, Seth Rollins, they're going to get burnt out. They're going to get tired. They're going to have fuck-ups. That's how people get fucking injured.
Yeah. And that's
how their shit... Right, and then whose fucking fault is that? It's like, well, shit, alright, now I gotta be gone for 6 months. Goddamn. Now I gotta be gone for half the fucking year. Now I gotta send him be gone for this time. Oh, I got a shoulder injury. Oh, where's Ruby Riott? Where's Ruby Riott?
Like, she's injured. Like I said,
exactly.
I don't want to see. Like I said, I don't want to see Ricochet. I don't need Ricochet on television every week. I don't need it. I'm not saying. What I'm basically saying is, in realistic perspective, they have no choice right now because they've built no one up. Legitimately, they have no choice. If you don't put Ricochet, I mean, and now Ricochet is not really a main player on television, but he's damn good at what he does. And you got 3 hours of television for whatever reason, they still stay at 3 hours. And when you write in the program, who else you gonna put on television? There's no one else that's gonna make you somewhat care. At least with Ricochet, it's gonna somewhat care. What I wish they didn't do. If you're going to have someone on the show every week, have it mean something. He doesn't have to wrestle every week. This man's entrance, I am sick to death of his little Superman flip he does. I'm sick of it now. He does it every entrance. Why?
Who?
Why? Ricochet, his little backflip that he does.
Yeah. And the new bullet sound.
That shit.
Whatever. This shit sound like a Looney Tunes.
His entrance alone.
Oh my god.
His entrance alone. Think about it. He didn't do that little, his little backflip he does the rope, and then he does another backflip. He does that little Superman pose. He does that every.
It shows that he's acrobatic.
I don't give a fuck. You do not show me that every entrance. You shouldn't even do it every match.
But when him and Aleister Black was a tag team, Aleister Black would go against the rope and sit in the middle of the ring. So Ricochet had to do something cool.
That was a cool visual. Why is he doing it in his entrance? It kills the move. It kills it. The man comes out, arm in the air, does some little stupid pose, takes his hood off with thunder to come. Now thunder comes out when he does his hood. And then he runs to the ring. Flip, backflip, boom. Why? Every entrance? Come on, man. They have to do better in this. WWE has to do better. And people who say, oh, this is a great product, I don't see what you're watching on television. I don't.
You should just enjoy it for what it is.
It's great. No. It's a shit TV show. If a TV show is bad, what do? You either critique it or you don't watch. Unfortunately, this is like ingrained in me because I've been watching for so long. It kind of just there. But even it's the handcuffs. You can watch no matter how good a Seth Rollins match is, no matter how good a AJ Styles match is, no matter how good a Randy Orton match may be, the story beats in those matches are genuinely the same. Think about it. As great as Seth Rollins is, you know exactly when he's going to do his usual shtick. Every time. It's the same spot pretty much in every match. Now the ending of said match may somewhat turn differently, but the beginning of the matches stay the same, and the middle of the matches stay the same. Every match, unless it's babyface versus babyface. And even then, they somewhat stay the same. Seth Rollins, he comes out with a Fury. Or he'll have the upper hand. And then he gets beaten. Then he gets distracted. And then he gets beat. He gets beaten down. Then he'll fire up. He'll go to a clothesline. He goes to the rope. He does a blockbuster. Then he does a fucking ugly ass sling blade that doesn't even like it should hit. But he does it anyway. Then you might get something different in between different moves. But it's the same people because they have these fucking handcuffs on these guys. And then the excuse, well, we want the fans to know when the fans are doing so the fans can be invested. I don't give a fuck about these the kids. I don't give a fuck about what these kids want.
Yeah, that reminded
competition.
Me. Competition. They did kind of dumb it down.
Movement. Yes,
they water. Because I remember what whatchamacallit, like with Finn Balor's fucking sling blade, shit was so fucking nice. And lately, I kind of have been noticing that it's not. But I was like, oh.
Look at Seth Rollins' Revolution. That shit looks absolutely terrible. Terrible. Now, I will give Seth Rollins this. When he does it, he makes it look as if it's like out of desperation and he's tired, so he makes it seem somewhat ugly. But it's you don't hear the noise every time when you hear from NXT. You hear it from fucking Buddy Murphy. You don't hear that from Seth Rollins. They don't have the little every time. But like I said, with Seth, he kind of sells it as if it's like a desperation type of thing, so I can kind of understand his. Because he only really does it when he's beat the fuck up. It's not like Kenny, it's not like when they're just, like Kenny Omega, he does it as if he has full energy and and then the knee looks fucking graceful and beautiful. But besides the point, it's just everything is so handcuffed in WWE, and it's getting to a point now they're killing just everything. Their shows are suffering. You're having competition. Now, I'm not saying AEW is going to impact day 1, week 1, year 1, year 2, or 3. But eventually, if the show is good, it's not, people don't look at just Monday Night Raw as just a wrestling, just wrestling on television. They look at it as a legit television show. And if you find something else that does something similar to said television show, you're going to pick and choose. Why waste 3 hours on this one? I can just wait a day and watch something better. I can go play video games for this 3 hour, or bang my wife for 3 hours during Monday Night Raw while it's on, or whatever the case may be. You have other things you can do. And with AEW coming around, if you say, well, fuck Raw, I can have Mondays go out for date night, or spend time with the kids, or whatever the case may be, that's going to, eventually, WWE's going to notice this.
Yeah.
They have to take the handcuffs off. You can have a PG product. You can. You can have no headshots. You can have no power drivers. Wrestlers can do matches without a power driver. But you got to take the handcuffs off. And yes, I understand power drivers are legal, but these are fucking professionals. These are fucking professionals.
But do you trust them as much as they've been overworked and stuff like that to do these kind of moves?
They get injured on less. And you know what? At this point, if you are a Seth Rollins, an AJ Styles, a Buddy Murphy, a Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, a Mustafa Ali, a Andrade Cien Almas, if you can't do a power driver at these points in time, they did a fucking Canadian Destroyer a couple months ago. At this point, handcuffs needs to come off. And you can limit those moves to big match situations. There was a video a long time ago of AJ Styles and Seth Rollins in the ring. I don't know if they were tagging against each other or something. Seth Rollins did a fucking vertebreaker. Now, if you've seen Double or Nothing, you know what that is. Cody Rhodes did it. He pulled a fucking vertebreaker. You know, you can have those big time moves in big match situations. Do you know how special that would make that match? Instead of giving you the same formulaic garbage, and then you may hit one spectacular move in the entire match, or a sequence of spectacular moves in the entire match. You know, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins match at Money in the Bank was evident that you can have a PG match and be great. Fuck it, NXT does it every takeover. How many power drivers, you know, even if you don't want to do power drivers, how many do you see in NXT takeover? Storytelling. Take off the handcuffs. No fucking rest holds. The hell with that shit.
Yep.
Oh god.
Go out there and wrestle. How many times? And this is the point. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. How many rest holds did you really see? You may saw a couple, maybe one or two.
When I watched Double or Nothing, I watched it with my coworker, the one who actually wrestles and stuff, and she legit brought that up. The whole entire time we had watched it, I think that we counted. I think we only saw like what, 2 rest holds that whole pay-per-view?
Exactly. Rest holds.
The whole pay-per-view, not per match. The whole pay-per-view.
Rest holds. Now, if you're doing like a technical wrestler versus technical wrestler, yes, you may see rest holds in the beginning of the match because they're filling each other out. It's part of their gimmick. But if you have a blood feud, why am I saying headlocks? Why? How many headlocks? And this is what I say about main roster. It can be done. Look at Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. How many rest holds did you really see in that match? Not many, if any. Maybe in the very, you know, at the very beginning when they was filling each other out because they're both babyface. You know, they do the whole babyface thing every fucking week. Yeah. Oh, they're both even. You may saw 1 or 2 there, but after that, the match was just quick. NXT, you barely see any fucking face rest holds in that show. That's all PG product. Vince McMahon needs to take the handcuffs off these guys. He needs to. Dean Ambrose said it best. Why am I doing this hokey shit? You know, wrestling is not about just the wrestling in the ring. It's about the story you're presenting me. You are a television show. If you do not present to me a compelling story with your characters, why am I going to care? Same thing like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is garbage. Garbage now. Your stories are all over the place. And you can tell they're just doing it just because it's just to do it. WWE is as if they're doing it because they have no fucking choice. It's the same shit. You know, Seth Rollins comes out. He's great on the mic.
They have to.
Yeah, he's great on the mic, but he's coming out. Sometimes he sounds genuine. But this whole Brock Lesnar shit is just the same. Cash in. Don't be a coward. Ah! I took this from you. We know, Seth. We know. You want him so badly? Hit the behind the balls again. You know? This is my life. Okay, Seth. We got it. You said this at WrestleMania. You want him to cash in? Slap him in the face. Kick him in the balls.
Not even that, right? All right.
And on top of that, how hypocritical is this? You call him a coward. You did the same shit just not too long ago when he was both down in the ring with Roman Reigns. Come on, man. It's Money in the Bank.
Yeah. That's why when he tried to call out Dean Ambrose, I was like, yeah, okay, shut up. All right. And then my next thing, right? Why the fuck is both him and what's get worried about Brock Lesnar? Why are they worried about Brock?
You know, on one hand, I will say this. It's a different approach. I will say that. Because usually, when someone gets Money in the Bank, the champion doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't care. So, I will say this. In regards to that, it's Brock Lesnar. I would rather provoke Brock to cashing in while I'm 100% than me going through a match, grueling match, defending my title, beat the fuck up, and then having Brock come down and cash in on me. Because there's nothing you can do. At least if you have a fighting chance, or, you know, at least if you're 100%, you have a fighting chance. If Seth Rollins fights Ricochet for the Universal Championship, Seth Rollins not getting out of that match unscathed. He's going to be beat up. He's going to be hurt. Would you want a Brock Lesnar to come down and just basically pick the fucking bones? No. So I do like that approach, because usually, if you think about it, every time someone gets Money in the Bank, the champion either mentions them, they may see him in the hallway once, and they'll look at it and they'll walk off, or they just completely just no-sell it until it's time for the cash in. They're like, oh, no! Or they're already, so I do like the approach. I don't like Brock Lesnar dancing around like it's 2004 in the Eddie Guerrero Mariachi band, but the show's a shit show, man. The show's a fucking shit show. It really is. Outside of Andrade Cien is Mustafa Ali, Seth Rollins, when Randy Orton's there. Actually, not even Randy Orton. All he does now is call that man a fucking babyface at this point.
Babyface RKO.
I mean, pretty much. He can't never be a heel because the RKO.
Yeah.
And that's and I can't really blame Orton for that. They basically build him as the next Stone Cold. In terms of his finisher, anyway. So, outside of a few people, these shows are fucking terrible. And if they continue to be this bad, AEW's not even gonna have to try. There's nothing legitimately good about Monday Night Raw. We've seen the same story play out for months.
Pretty much.
For months. Drew McIntyre has been a lackey to everybody at this point. Why? Realistically, why? Seth Rollins has been feuding with McIntyre, Corbin, Dolph, some combination of McIntyre and Corbin and Dolph for the last 2 years. Watch a television show. When the season ends, you want new plot lines. You want something new, not just rehash of something you just saw season 1. And WWE just doesn't care. That's the main problem. They don't care. So, these shows, they just have no feel. They feel as if they're just there collecting everybody, just there collecting a paycheck. And meanwhile, you're having AEW coming around. Not saying their shows are gonna be all 5-star classics.
Yeah.
But they're giving people something else to watch. If the stories in AEW are as compelling or are very compelling to the audience, then they're gonna go watch. It's a television show. At the end of the day, the wrestling is just like any action scene in a movie. It is a television show. You have storylines. You have story beats. If you don't have someone on the show that leaves a fan wanting to watch next week to see if someone comes on the show next week. Main roster? Well, Seth, you'll be fighting against Baron Corbin again.
Again. Like anybody wants
Didn't
to watch
I just
that.
do that? Didn't I just do that last year? Yep. You're doing it again, Seth. The next week you're going to be fighting Drew McIntyre. Didn't I do that for the entirety of 2 years? Yeah, but it's gonna be good. You can two have a good match. We're gonna have a beat up segment now. It's just never ending. It's never fucking ending. The amount of trash WWE produce. It's just the same shit. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Nothing new.
Pretty much.
And the first and foremost, as I said earlier, WWE Raw SmackDown is a television show. It's just a TV show. If it doesn't interest you, you either keep it on as background noise like I do most weeks, or you turn the fucking channel. It's that's just how it is. And until they see a need to change, they won't. They won't change. People say, they want Triple H in charge. I mean, Sure. I still think 3-hour shows are way too fucking long.
Way too fucking long.
Now you could work around that, but I mean WWE is doing nothing. They're showing me nothing. You got 24/7 title that's just fucking useless. You see people like Cedric Alexander running backstage for it's just abysmal, man. It's a fucking shame. It's actually quite embarrassing. It really is an embarrassment.
Yeah, kind of makes me sad to be a wrestling fan.
Yes, it does. Or a fan of WWE, anyway. I don't say a wrestling fan. There's too much wrestling out there.
Yeah.
But a person who watches WWE, religiously, it's embarrassing, man. You just sit back, you're like, the fuck am I watching? And like I said, The Walking Dead did the same thing. What the fuck am I watching? Now, the only difference between this and Walking Dead is I stopped watching Walking Dead and I literally just go on YouTube and see all the deaths. Wrestling is kind of just ingrained in me from a child, so I kind of just keep watching even if it's background noise.
Yeah.
You can miss 2 years, or you can probably miss 2 years of WWE, and guess what? You wouldn't miss a goddamn thing.
Yeah, not a single goddamn thing off of wrestling, especially WWE. But that's why when it came to AEW, and especially watching it, I was like, yo, this is fucking wrestling. What's so hard about this nonsense?
And you actually are invested in stories. Chris
I
Jericho.
I teared up with Cody Rhodes and freaking Goldust.
Exactly.
Even they almost teared up. That's how good it was.
Because they had the match they wanted to have. You couldn't do some.
You remember what happened when they had the match and it was botched and they never continued the fucking feud. E4, your mic's fucking up again.
She fixed it. But imagine if that match was in WWE now. That shit would have been handcuffed. It'd have been rest holds.
And look at the damn
No
Shinsuke
blood.
AJ Styles matches we got.
Jesus
Compared
Christ.
to the New Japan Pro match.
Speaking of which, where has Shinsuke been?
Do we care?
And where's
AEW.
Kairi Sane?
I don't know.
Why the Iconics are still my champion?
Last who?
The Iconics.
No.
Still.
Go.
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 That I guess the Kabuki Warriors, whoever. I think that's their fucking name.
Yes.
We should be taking those belts soon, since they built them up and put Paige with them.
Whatever.
Warriors.
But yeah, like I said, man, it's just AEW. I have a funny feeling that they're gonna start bringing the heat because they already made pot shots. Granted, they weren't really pot shots according to Cody, but they've been making pot shots all fucking night, especially on Saturday. And it's just sad that WWE's best and comeback was, you're not gonna ask me about AEW, or I'm Shane McMahon going to go into a wrestling match. Or, my favorite, Roman Reigns is going to main event SmackDown tonight. Yep. I mean,
It's crazy, man.
because to kind of beat your competition, you got to do worse than your competition. Yep. Because that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. But does anybody have anything else they want to add to the subject before I make that closing statement?
No, but I will report something in other news. Everyone is done.
What else you have to report, sir?
Iggy Azalea deletes all social media. Good job for her.
Oh yeah, because of the little leaked photo shit, whatever.
What leak photo?
She did a photo shoot, I guess, with some magazine or something, and her tits were, she was topless, and she's mad it got leaked, so she deletes social media. I mean, this is 2019. What did you expect to happen? You're Iggy fucking Azalea, and you took pictures with your tits out. Did you not think it was going to get leaked? You just chalk it up. At this point, I don't even see why people get so mad about it at this point.
Honestly, I don't either. You know what else? I don't understand why people even do things like this anymore, and then get so shocked. Like with
it got leaked. You know, I'll say this: if I was a female, and I took topless photos or a sex tape or whatever, right? And it got leaked. The first thing I'm gonna say is, and I'm just gonna be honest, the first thing I'm gonna say is, what? You've never seen someone have sex before? Are you not having sex yourself?
Thank you.
I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say? You did the act. You know it's out there somewhere. You took. So you might as well just accept the facts and just accept it.
Accept it.
Yeah.
Literally, like, if it's just her tits, I'd be like, "What? You never seen tits before?"
Before her to leave, I'm just like, oh well. Gus, no, none of that. And, well, I do have to say this, though. Why did Kit Harington check himself into rehab after Game of Thrones ended?
Who?
Kit Harington.
Oh, I don't know.
That is the funniest shit I've ever heard anybody do after they lost their show or their show ended. I'm gonna go to rehab because
I couldn't tell you. Maybe his the ending depressed him way too much.
Yeah, the ending was kind of shit, but
I wouldn't know. All I know is whatever her name got stabbed and died.
That's fucking hilarious. Okay, now.
Huh?
Hello?
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Now don't interrupt me again or we're going to be fighting. As I was saying, This is, of course, Wild Fang. I'm signing out. Of course, I am the Jon Snow of this podcast, by the way. So that means I'm the main guy. I'm the guy that everybody roots for. Okay. E4, you can be the whole door of this podcast.
Oh, so I'm mentally okay. Thank you.
And Mr. Darkwave, you can be the Peter Dinklage of the podcast. There you go.
Hey man, didn't he survive?
Never mind, you could be the whole door, and E4 could be the Peter Dinklage.
Yay!
Yay! All right, I will catch you guys later. Hopefully, it won't take about 50,000 years to get the next fucking podcast out. Jesus Christ!
Consistency is key, man.
Same thing with my goddamn videos.